Good morning. How are you today? It's still a bit dark outside. It's coming in like that. Nice. Got my coffee, got my tea. Leads on to today. Leads on nicely today. Priority. Now, it follows on really nicely from yesterday's video. So if you haven't seen yesterday's, check it out. It's on intention. It's on incremental. It's on achieving. And this really falls in. This was a game changer for me. This was the one that swung all those little things that I found myself justifying in my life and making excuses for doing them rather than making excuses for not doing them. It's a big one. It's a huge one. And it comes down to a simple question. And it pivots on a word that I have constant conversations with when it comes to clients. And the word's priority. And the conversations revolve around priorities and priority. Now, up until I think mid-century, 1950s, there was only goal, wasn't goals, as in heading towards, and I think there was only a priority, there wasn't priorities. That's something that we created, which is cool. It's done. But if we think about life in one simple question, is it a priority? Rather than just making excuses. Now, I was going to do a video on why we justify and what happens when we justify, but I felt this one, Top Tip Tuesday, is ask yourself the simple question: is it priority? Because if it's not a priority, and I'm going to give you an example, it is a priority on the other side of the coin. So my priorities this morning, and I put the S into it, was mobilizing. Getting up, rowing, mobilising, getting up. That's my priority. And that's even before I get a priority of my cup of coffee, a priority of my of feeding Daisy, letting her out, playing with her. If it wasn't a priority, at the opposite side of the rowing and the mobilisation for me being a priority, would have been lying in bed. Therefore, that would have been the priority. My priority would have been lying in bed or doing something different. There's always an opposite of it. So, if your priority is not to exercise, well, what is it? Is it to sit watching the TV? And if so, say that to yourself. Say, my priority today is to watch TV for 5 hours. How does that sound to you? My priority today is to drink a couple of glasses of wine. Or my priority today is not to have any alcohol. My priority today is to work on my new business proposal. My priority today is to do nothing about the business idea that I have. My priority today is to take this time to work on my self-development. Or my priority today is to do nothing about myself. Which of those priorities speaks to you? And when you come up with a junction in your life, when you come up with a this or that, ask yourself this question: is this a priority? And instead of making a rule or instead of making an argument for or against, just go with what you actually feel. And if it is not a priority to do something, take ownership of it, be real with it, and follow it through. But don't make a story about it. The stories we create can be complex, can be vast. We don't need to do that. Just ask yourself one simple question: what is your priority? Now, my priority is I'm going to get set. I've got a client in a second. I'm going to upload this video. I'm going to have my cup of coffee and my cup of tea, and I'm going to do some more work for the day. I'll catch you all later. Bye now.